This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be? Me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to lockdown coverage week number 4 in the National Football League. Philadelphia Eagles on the road taking on the winless Los Angeles Chargers. Don't let anybody fool you. This is a nice win for the Eagles. Now, know that the Chargers don't know how to win football games, but they're still a dangerous team, and to have to go there and get a win, not easy. Not easy by any stretch of the imagination. A slip up here or there, you could have easily have lost this football game, but the Eagles did something that just a couple of weeks ago their fans were complaining and begging and pleading with them to do, and it was the reason they won this game. And they ran the football. And we're going to talk about that extensively here on this breakdown. For the Chargers, it's just another way to find a way to lose. That's just what they do. They create new ways to lose every week, and it's usually not big things. You know, it's a small thing here, small thing there, and that's how you lose the game. You know, you lose by 2, as you know. So fine line between winning and losing in the National Football League, and a lot of times it's a play here, a play there, and that's the difference in the game. And turnovers, huge deal. Ask the Eagles. Their one loss, they turned it over twice. That resulted in 10 points. They lost the game by a touchdown. So they can tell you all about turnovers being the difference in the game. They won in week 1 when they forced 4 turnovers, only turned it over twice themselves, and beat the Redskins in Washington. They know about turnovers. They know a thing or two about generating turnovers and having them be the difference in the outcome. And it was a Phillip Rivers fumble on the first possession that ultimately decided this game, to be honest with you. They were going to get something out of that possession. Field goal. Now, we don't know if their kicker was going to make it because he hasn't been the sharpest knife in the drawer to start their season off. But they were going to get an opportunity to at least put 3 on the scoreboard, possibly 7. And that was a huge turnover early in this football game. But let's get to this breakdown. Before we do, though, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content in 2017 and beyond. We're changing the game. I want you to help us do that by simply hitting the subscribe button and becoming a member of the Louie T Network. I've got a number of different social media platforms that I am a part of: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. They're all in the description. If you want to get synced up with what I'm doing, the best way to do so is to follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room. Again, all of those are in the discussion, the description down below. So check that out. Also in the description down below is how you can donate to the Louie T Network. That is how you do it via PayPal. There's the link right there. And the link is also in the description as well, along with those social media links. So help yourself to all of that information that is down below this and every other video that I do. So with that being said, let's get into this breakdown. Let's start with the Eagles, who got it done 26-24 over the Chargers in this football game in a gutty performance by the Eagles. I thought they had every opportunity to really blow the Chargers out. They had them on the ropes at 13-0. They were moving the football effectively. Would have been nice if they could have punched one of those field goal drives into the end zone. But nonetheless, you're up 13-0. The Chargers, after their opening possession, really haven't done much offensively in this game. And then, boom, just like that, you give up a 75-yarder, and they're right back in the ball game. So what I thought offensively they were able to do in this game that was so impressive was they ran the football. And I thought Wentz was okay. He wasn't great in this game. His escapability continues to be a problem for teams, though. He continues to escape like nobody's business back there. He is so slippery and slithery in that pocket. And his ability to get out and create with his legs. You think you got him for a 12-yard sack, and somehow he's able to get away from you and throw it away. It's those little types of plays like that that help you win ball games. Again, those are the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. It just looks like an incompletion, but Had he gotten sacked, all of a sudden a field goal attempt that might be 48 yards might not have been possible because he took a 12-yard sack, but because he's able to elude the pressure, find a way to escape, and buy enough time to get rid of the football, you're able to attempt that field goal 2 plays later. So Carson Wentz, his ability to take care of the football, not turn over, even though he was living dangerously over there with Casey Hayward a couple of times, his ability to take care of the football in this game, not turn it over, that was huge. And then the run game was probably the biggest part of the offense because I want you to know this. I need you to understand that if you would have punted on that final possession at any point and given Phillip Rivers and that Chargers offense back the football, you were going to lose this game 27-26. I hope you understand that. But you never gave them a chance by pounding the rock down their throat. It was sheer brilliance. That's what winning is all about. When a team knows what's coming, you look them in the eyes and say, then stop it. And they can't. That's when you know you're starting to do certain things and you're starting to get it. You're starting to become a team that is physical enough up front to move guys against their will and run the football. And winning football on the road, I've said it all day long. I've said it all season long. I've said it in the past. I'll continue to say it. Winning football in this league is defense and run game on the road. That's winning football. You want to win on the road? Run the football, play defense. You can't do those two things, you're not going to win a lot of games on the road in this league. Teams are too good. They're just too good. You got to be able to control the pace and the clock. You got to be able to dominate time of possession, or at least win it. And you've got to be able to take advantage of opportunities to score. If you can hold a team down, create a few turnovers, those are always nice. Score when the opportunities present themselves and run the football. That 4-minute offense, thing of beauty. You knew at that point, we can't afford to give the Chargers back the football. With about 4 minutes, you got that football back. Chargers had all 3 of their timeouts. And you said, they can't see the rock again. I don't even care if it's with 22 seconds. They can't see the rock again. And what did you do? Systematically march the football down the field. LeGarrette Blount with a huge run to put this game away. That's what winning teams do. Doesn't always have to be pretty. Just needs to be gritty and a dub. And that's what the good teams do. That was a thing of beauty. To put the game away in the manner, in the fashion that you did, that was gorgeous. Nelson Aguilar went off at home. And it wasn't like he had 130 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. But to continue to see his growth after looking like another Marcus Smith, busted first-round pick, he's starting to come along. And you needed him to. Alshon Jeffrey gets in the end zone. Zach Ertz continues to be a problem. This offense is where it needs to be right now. And this balance that you've seen over the last couple of weeks, this is what needs to continue to be the norm. Not an outlier, not unique. This needs to be the norm. If the Eagles can protect Wentz by running the football and staying balanced, this team has a shot. When Wentz is throwing it 37, 41 times a game, that's when you get into the danger zone. But this was a nice performance on the road. You go to the defensive side of the football, thought you did some really good things early in this game. But you gave up 2 huge scoring possessions in the first half. The 75-yarder, quick strike, 1-play touchdown, that can't happen. Cannot happen. You're in control of this game at 13-0. You cannot give up a 75-yard bomb at that point. Can't do it. Cannot have that happen. You go from in dominant control of this game on the road to now we got ourselves a ball game. And then just when you restored order at 16-7 going into halftime, you give up a huge crossing route to Keenan Allen, who then runs down the sidelines and picks up about 50 and gets them in the field goal range. That can't happen. Not with 30 seconds left in the first half. And they're at their own 25. That can't happen. But it did. Can't give up these huge chunk plays. That'll get you beat. You want to lose? Keep giving up big chunk plays. You did it against the Chiefs. You lost that game. Keep giving up chunk plays. You want to lose? That's an easy way to lose. Keep giving up chunk plays. And instead of you going into the halftime break dominating at 16-7, it's 16-10. Now it's a one-score game. And that's why you could never get away in this game, because you gave up too many chunk plays. Keenan Allen dug in your ass in this game. He's back. Good to see him. Guess who's back? KA's back. KA13's back and alive and well. Hope he stays that way. But you had problems in this game stopping the Chargers from creating big chunk plays. Even into the second half, they were able to get chunk plays and stay in this ball game. The touchdown run to who? Eckert? Who the hell is that? You can't give up 35-yard touchdown runs to guys we don't even know. What are you doing? Don't do that. That's what you did in this game. That's why you almost lost this game. Other than that, other than the chunk plays, this was a good performance defensively. Without Fletcher Cox, this was a good performance defensively. But you can't give up the chunk plays. Those get you beat. You go to the Chargers side of things in this game. Look, man, I say the same thing every week. It gets old, so I'm not going to do that this week. I'm just going to say Keenan Allen is back. That's great to see. Phillip Rivers had a really solid game. Sands for the fumble. You can't fumble that on the first possession. You don't want to start games like that. Don't start games like that. Don't do that. You were moving the ball. You were going to get some points. And those points, as you can see, could have turned out to be a huge difference in this game. Now, Eagles had other opportunities to score, like at the end of the game. They could have went down. And the game would have played out differently had you scored on the opening possession. But don't do that. You can't take a peek behind you and say, okay, I can try to get this off. And there's a guy chasing you. You know you're not fast, Philly Ribs. You can't do that. Don't fumble the ball there. That throw to Williams, Philly still got it, man. Philly can still sling it. That thing was on the money. Whew! That thing was gorgeous. And him and KA got into a nice little rhythm in this game. There was a Hunter Henry sighting in this game. Who knew? It just wasn't enough. And had you gotten the ball back, I firmly believe had you gotten the ball back one more time, you would have won this game. I don't think you would have effed it up this time. I think you would have actually went down and won. But your run defense was morbidly bad in this game, which takes us to the defense. What the hell happened in the run game? God damn. That was pathetic. That was pathetic. I know you guys can be run on. We've seen teams run on you this season. The Broncos had success in week 1. The Dolphins had success in week 2. I know you can be run on, but damn, the Eagles don't really run on nobody. And oh, by the way, I like Wendell Smallwood, Eagles fans. And I've been telling you he needs more touches. I thought he was effective in this game as well. What the hell, man? They were gashing you in this game, just digging you a new asshole in the run game. Blunt only ran it 16 times, but yet he ended up with a buck and some change, like a buck 30-something, buck 40-something. That's ridiculous. They don't run on anybody like that, except for you. That's why you lost this game, because you couldn't stop the run. You just needed the ball back one more time. Once. And you couldn't get a stop. It's tough. Tough to be a Chargers fan, man. Tough to be a Chargers fan. Y'all just can't get right. Casey Hayward, I thought he had an opportunity to make some plays in this game. I need one of those. I need him. Melvin Ingram, you can't go offsides on third down and give him a first down. Can't do it. You're not good enough. Can't happen. Simple as that. You're not good enough. You can't give them more opportunities than they already have. You're not good enough. In any event, Eagles get it done. Big win on the road. I can't stress that enough. I know they were 0-3 going into the game. You were still underdogs. Vegas still saw you as an underdog in this game. You know why? Because the Chargers aren't your normal 0-3 football team. And I got to say this, Chargers. Your stadium, the worst thing you ever did was move to L.A. Your stadium is a joke. That StubHub Center that you're playing at, supposed to seat like 36,000 people. You haven't had a home game yet. The Dolphins came in there, took over your stadium. There were more Eagles fans there, or at least they were louder than the Chargers fans there. There were more Eagles fans. It'd be one thing if it were the Raiders and the Raiders fans came in and took over. Okay, you're in the same state. It'd be one thing if the Chiefs came in. It's a little bit of a drive. They can fly, but it's right up the street. These are East Coast Eagles fans. I don't know if they made the trip out there or if they live in California, but they came in, they infiltrated your stadium, and they took over. When they called something against the Eagles, they were booing. When the Eagles made a play, they were cheering. It was loud. It was apparent. They took over your stadium. That shit is embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself. And it has nothing to do with y'all being 0-3, now 0-4. Because the Dolphins in week 2 came into your stadium, first game in that StubHub Center of the season, came in and took over your shit. And the Eagles did the exact same thing. Took over your damn stadium and made that shit the link. Shameful. Let's get to y'all comments, man. See what we got. Cloud says, Jake has become more and more confident in my opinion. He'll be our new kicker for a while. I already told you when the man bust down that 61-yarder for the game winner, he won't go nowhere. That man's your new kicker. He ain't going nowhere. And he was outstanding in the game as well. Cloud says, I told you they ran Blunt more and now and right he would be okay. That comment made no sense, but I think you're basically trying to say that you said that they needed to run Blunt more and that he would be okay in that offense. And you were right. I still think Smallwood is a better fit, but Blunt looked good in this game. But again, the Chargers, not exactly the best run defense. As a matter of fact, one of the worst run defenses you've seen all season. I think Blunt is still really slow. I don't think he makes a lot of people miss, even though he did in this game. Again, it's the Chargers defense. Take it with a grain of salt. I still want to see more. I'm not sold on Blunt in this offense. I don't think the Eagles are sold on Blunt in this offense. Why do you think every game he doesn't start? Rather, someone else starts. Sproles was starting before he got injured. Smallwood started this game. It's not a coincidence that he doesn't start games. I don't think they're sold on him in this offense either. Dark Sealer 1995 says, if Dean Spanos wants to sell out a stadium, he can look in the mirror. This team has underperformed for years, and the people in L.A. will abandon you if you don't win. They're not even coming to the games, though. Other teams' fans are filling up the stadium. That shit is a joke. Cloud says, Nelson Aguilar has all the pressure taken off of him with what happened in the offseason. I guess. I just know he looks like a brand new player, and that's good for him. I always want to see young guys succeed in this league. And so, I'm just glad to see him out making plays. Rasul is a rookie, so we are just going to have to deal with it until Darby comes back. I like Rasul Douglas. I like him a lot. He got torched in this game. It happens. Keenan Allen, when healthy, one of the better receivers in this league. So, it's all good. Darby probably would have got his ass worked too. Keenan Allen's that good. So, it is what it is. Dark Sealer 1995 says, this Chargers team has no identity. They are just average at everything and not good or great at anything, and that's their main problem to me. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is really good, but he can be really bad like we saw last week when he threw 3 interceptions. I think you're right. They're not great at anything. They're mediocre at a lot of things, and because of that, they find themselves in close ball games all the time, and they're not good enough. They're not mentally strong enough to find ways to win ball games, those close ball games. Slump says, we drafted Brian Quick over Malik Hooker, shaking my head. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to Mike Williams. You haven't even seen him yet. Oh, God. When it's going bad, it's bad. I can say that. Matthew Lynch says, are the Eagles the number one team in the NFC East? I don't know. We're going to find out a lot about that tonight. Tonight will be a very, very telling situation. Dark Sealer 1995 says, Blunt is the new DeMarco Murray in Philadelphia. He's not a fit and he's too slow. I agree. I don't think he's DeMarco Murray where they're going to bench him and not play him. But I do believe he's too slow, and I don't think he's a great fit for what they want to do. They're a fast offense, a faster offense. I think they want more explosiveness in that backfield. That's why they prefer Sproles. That's why they prefer Smallwood. I wouldn't be shocked if at some point we saw the young kid they drafted out of San Diego State at some point, because he brings all of those things that Sproles brought to the table, and he's no longer there. So we'll see. But for the time being, Blunt is getting the job done. So we can sit here and say what he does or doesn't do. Obviously, the Eagles think that he's adequate enough, and he got it done in this game. 16 carries, $136, and was the main catalyst on that final drive of the game when they needed to ice the clock and put this thing away, force the Chargers to burn all their timeouts and then eat up the rest of the clock. And they did so on the back of LeGarrette Blunt. And so Eagles fans got their wish, more touches for Blunt, and it worked out for them in this ball game as they get the win 26-24, go to 3-1 on the season, and pending Monday Night Football will be in sole possession of first place in the NFC East after the Cowboys weren't able to get it done versus the Rams at home. And with the Giants losing again and dropping to 0-4, things are starting to shape up in the NFC East. So we'll really know what this division is about over the next couple of weeks. Eagles right now looking damn good to start off this season at 3-1. Chargers, another slow start for them, 0-4. They don't have a home field advantage. It's going to get worse before it gets better for this Chargers team. I don't see things getting much better for them. They play in arguably the toughest division in all of football, so not a lot of wins coming there. Feel bad for them. I really do. But then again, I don't. That's going to do it for your man Louie T here on Lockdown Coverage. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on the Louie T Network. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. I've got 2 more games to break down before Monday Night Football, Bucks and Giants, and Cardinals and 49ers. Give me about an hour. Or an hour and a half or so. I'll be back with those 2 games, and then we'll jump into Monday Night Football. Cannot wait. Bart Scott can't wait. But before that, more Lockdown Coverage for your ass. I'll see you a little bit later. Have a good one.